Welcome back to The Bible Goes West by J.E. Tucker. Sarai, Abraham, and the Destruction of Boulder. Genesis 11. The judge appeared on the hottest day of the year and rode down to the town of Cheyenne with 2 riders on cowhide dusters. His speed so great, tornadoes manifested in his absence and destroyed few farms and sent one young girl to a faraway land. Abraham lifted his head from the piles of cow patty and saw 3 men by him in the field. He was wondering why they were standing with him in the fields of droppings. Abraham said,
I have been blessed with cattle, and they just shit everywhere.
Abraham used air quotes as wide as the sky so his guests could visibly see the irony of his statement. The judge God said,
I am the judge you made contract with, boy. Now what did you say about being blessed?
The judge God pulled out 2 6-shooters to show Abraham if he used air quotations again, 12 bullets would enter his skull. Abraham noticed the silver guns of the judge and apologized profusely. He said,
Let me throw a feast for you to make right my greeting from me.
The judge God said,
Where's your wife, Sarai?
And Abraham said,
In the main house.
The judge said,
Good. Now take my 2 riders and slaughter us some meat for dinner. I'm going to meet with your wife.
The judge moved toward the house, and Abraham, with the judge's 2 riders, entered the herd of cattle to find one for dinner. Sarai was in the kitchen and looking mighty fine in the judge's opinion. He lingered on the lower half of her body, noticing her BLT, or big lower torso. The judge God said,
It looks like your meat is ready for salting.
Sarai was startled. Last man to talk to her like that was a thief, and she shot him. She asked,
What is your business here, Horn-Toad?
The judge replied,
I am the judge of this territory, and I am here to tell you you are with child.
Sarai said to the judge,
I cannot have child, and everyone in the valley knows that. I have taken the seed of Abraham and a few of his hands many times, but to no avail.
The judge said back,
Well, I have judged many a pig breeding contest in this territory, and I know that pig and human are different, but you are pregnant.
Sarai laughed. The judge burst with anger.
You laugh at my judgment. I am the judge. For that I curse you to give birth to a real hellraiser. You will constantly be dealing with the misadventures of your offspring. Your child will fall into holes and swing sticks at bees' nests. When you tell your offspring to stay clean, they will become muddy and track it throughout the house. Have fun.
With that, the judge left Sarai's house. Abraham and the judge's 2 hands were returning with a cow of great girth. The judge said to Abraham,
Come here. Leave my hands to dress and clean your meat. I must speak with you.
Abraham and the judge walked to a large hill and stared out of the valley. The judge said,
I'm going to destroy the city of Boulder. There are no good, man, woman, and child. I have placed box upon box of dynamite under the town and intend to kill them all.
Abraham gasped at the scope of the judge's destruction. He said,
But Lord, why?
The judge said,
They have done wrong by me. They mocked the laws of the land and must be punished. Because their mocking is so great, so shall their destruction.
Abraham said,
What about the good people? Not sleeping with whores and cheating at cards.
And the judge God declared,
I am destroying them all, stupid city slickers.
Abraham attempted to talk reason to the Lord.
Now come on. You are a just judge, Judge. Unlike Judge Pilner, who let the Miller gang go free again.
The judge cooled his temper and said,
You're right. I will send my 2 hands into the city and find those who are good. If they find no one, I am lighting the fuse. Those whom are good shall be found and safe, if they follow the will of my hands.
The judge lifted his finger toward the town of Boulder. His riders mounted their horses and galloped into the coming night. The judge turned to Abraham and said,
Let what will happen be a lesson to you too, Abraham. Do not mock me or my laws.
Genesis 12. The judge's riders entered Boulder in the middle of the night. Lot was at the city gates trying to sell hides to merchants leaving for faraway lands. Lot saw the judge's riders. He knew it was them from the cowhide dusters they had worn. Lot said,
What you doing here? This is the place of sin. Wait, you come to dispense justice? There gonna be a hanging?
They replied.
Nah, the judge is done with hangings.
Lot coaxed the riders of the judge into his house and fed them a decent meal of steak and taters. However, after the judge's riders entered the city and the abode of Lot, the gods of Boulder spread word of the mysterious riders with fancy coats. Within hours of their arrival, all the people of Boulder and many from Firestone enveloped the house of Lot. They banged on his door and made demands. They said,
Give us the 2 riders you have in your house, for they have the nicest dusters we've heard about, and we wish to take them and wear them.
Lot said,
I beg you, you leave my guests alone, and I'll make you jackets for free. I deal on hides, and I can make you very fine leather coats.
The mob said,
Open the door, Lot. We do not want your crummy leather. We want those 2 fine skins those riders are wearing.
Lot spoke,
How do you even plan to share 2 coats amongst you? You are many, and they are 2.
A single voice rose from the crowd.
We got that all worked out. Carl and Lenny here, they get the coats on the first Monday of every alternating month. Bruce and Malden get the coats the first Mondays of the month. Carl and Lenny do not have it. Unless it's a holiday, then Mitch and Phil get the coats because they're trying to impress the saloon waitress.
The explanation went on for some time, but they had, in fact, organized a way for 200 people to share the 2 well-made coats equally. The 2 riders knew that there was only one way out of this situation. They moved Lot from the door and told him to follow close. The riders said,
Do not stray or look back towards the city. Its rivers will run red with blood and black from powder.
Lot gathered his wife and children, and the riders shouted,
You got one chance to clear a path, for if you stand in our way, only bullets shall you receive.
The riders kicked the door off its hinges and began sending lead into all that blocked their path. Their speed so quick, the sound of reloading could not be heard. They fought down street after street, making their way to the gates of Boulder. Blood, brains, and bullet casings littered the ground. Once the riders and the family of Lot made it past the gates, they signaled the judge to light the fuse. The fuse carried the will of the judge down the hill and under the city, where a fiery explosion killed all the riders had not. Lot and his family ran as fast as they could to escape the fires, but Lot's wife turned to see the destruction, and a barrel of salt fell from the sky and crashed onto her. Lot rushed to her, but all he could find in the rubble was a pile of salt and wood. Lot's daughters grabbed their father and forced him up and onward to the land of Fort Collins. They lived there for many years with no cattle, but with a nice field of cabbage, carrots, and Tatoes. You kale-eating Jezebels up in Boulder, there's a reason why the Judge God took you out. This has been The Bible Goes West by me, J.E. Tucker. Woo-wee! Get the shine. That was a good read right there. What you think, Clarence?